Welcome to the world in darkness. Have you ever been alone at night, deep in the countryside, and heard a sound that chilled you to the bone? A cry that wasn't quite human, and not quite animal either. What if I told you that what you heard wasn't just a trick of the wind, but something far more ancient and terrifying? A creature born from shadow and magic? Tonight, we journey into the heart of Mesoamerican mythology to uncover the truth behind one of its most enigmatic and feared beings, the Nahual. The story of the Nahual begins long before recorded history, woven into the very fabric of the Aztec, Mayan, and Zapotec cultures. The name itself, from the Nahuatl language, means hidden or disguise, a perfect description for a being that walks between two worlds. In these ancient times, a Nahual was a human with the extraordinary supernatural ability to transform, to shed their skin and become one with the wild. At will, especially under the cloak of night when the veil between our world and the spirit realm is at its thinnest, they could become a jaguar, a wolf, a coyote, or a silent, watchful owl. Originally, these powerful figures were not monsters to be feared. They were shamanic protectors, spiritual guides who communed with the gods and defended their communities from unseen evils. They were the bridge between humanity and nature, guardians of a sacred balance. But everything changed with the arrival of the Spanish conquistadors. With them came a new religion, one that saw the old ways as demonic. The Nahual's image was twisted, warped from a revered protector into a malevolent sorcerer, a witch that dealt in dark arts. The legends darkened. Suddenly, the stories weren't about protection, but about terror. They spoke of Nahualis who stalked the night, shapeshifters who could steal your very soul as you slept, inflict incurable illnesses with a glance, or manipulate the weather to bring ruin. They were said to command fire and melt into the shadows, their powers now used for chaos and control. Yet, even as these horrifying tales spread, some indigenous traditions held on to the original belief, venerating the Nahual as a sacred being, a necessary force to maintain harmony in the world. This dual identity, part protector, part predator, is what makes the Nahual so utterly fascinating and terrifying. So, what grants them these incredible powers? According to ancient belief, every person is born with a spiritual link to an animal totem, a spirit guide. But only a select few, the shamans, the chosen ones, could truly merge with this animal spirit. This bond was the source of their power, allowing them to achieve the impossible. Their abilities were the stuff of nightmares. First and foremost was shapeshifting, the ability to physically transform into their animal counterpart, a process often conducted during secret, nocturnal rituals. They could achieve a terrifying invisibility, blending seamlessly into the darkness, becoming one with the shadows. Their minds were just as formidable. They possessed telepathy, allowing them to communicate not only with animals but with spirits from other realms, gaining forbidden knowledge. Some were said to have elemental control, summoning fierce winds or commanding flickering flames with a mere gesture. In their animal form, their senses were heightened to a superhuman degree, and their agility and strength became immense. But perhaps their most feared power was the ability to heal or to curse. Depending on their intention, whether they were a guardian or a tormentor, they could either save a life or condemn it to a slow, agonizing end. But how would you recognize a Nahual if one walked among us? In their human form, they could be anyone. Your neighbor, a quiet farmer, a respected elder. But there are always subtle signs, clues that betray their hidden nature. Look into their eyes. It's said a Nahual has piercing, hypnotic eyes that seem to reflect the moonlight, sometimes even glowing faintly in the dark. Watch their movements. They may possess an unnerving, animal-like grace or display sudden, aggressive reflexes when angered or stressed. Some legends claim they bear unusual birthmarks or scars, faint patterns that resemble the animal they transform into. Listen to their voice. It might be deep and resonant, but when their emotions run high, It can drop into a guttural growl, an echo of the beast within. They are intrinsically drawn to the night, to the wild forests, and to the hypnotic dance of fire. They are creatures of shadow and flame, and they carry that essence with them even in human guise. But it's during the transformation that the true horror is unleashed. It is not always a clean, instantaneous switch. Often, it's a grotesque metamorphosis, a horrifying hybrid state between man and beast. Their body contorts, bones cracking and shifting as they grow stronger, faster. Their skin might darken and sprout coarse fur, slick scales, or dark feathers. And their eyes. Their eyes begin to glow with an unholy light, burning with shades of crimson red, hellish gold, or spectral green. Their voice becomes a terrifying mix of a human scream and an animalistic roar. Sometimes the transformation is complete, and they become a perfect replica of their spirit animal. But those who have witnessed the change and lived to tell the tale speak of the half-formed creature, a monster caught between two states of being, as the most nightmarish vision of all. Beyond the terror, the Nahual holds a deep symbolic meaning. It represents the duality that exists within every human soul, the eternal struggle between our civilized selves and the wild beast that lurks within. It is a symbol of freedom, of untamed nature, and the primal, unbreakable link between humanity and the animal kingdom. In some esoteric traditions, it is believed that to achieve true wisdom and balance, a shaman must confront their own inner Nahual, their personal beast, and master it. It is a journey into the darkest parts of the self to find the light. And this legend is far from dead. Even today, in the remote villages and sprawling urban landscapes of Mexico and Central America, the Nahual lives on. It is whispered about in folklore, depicted in films, and blamed for unexplained events in modern urban legends. People still report hearing strange animalistic cries echoing through the night. They speak of shadowy figures moving with unnatural speed at the edge of their vision, believed to be Nahuales still wandering the earth, their purpose unknown. Are they guardians? Are they hunters? Or are they simply a reminder that the wild spirit, the raw, untamed power of nature, still lives deep within us all? So, the next time you find yourself alone in the darkness and you hear that strange sound just beyond the light, pause and listen. Is it just an animal? Or is it something more? Something watching, waiting, with eyes that glow in the dark. The Nahual remains a symbol of ancestral power and the hidden, terrifying potential that sleeps within humanity. A reminder that some mysteries are best left undisturbed, hidden in the shadows where they belong. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the darkness. If you found this exploration of the Nahual as chilling as we did, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to The World in Darkness, and hit the notification bell. You won't want to miss what we unearth next. Until then, stay curious and be careful what you listen for in the night.